Welcome. You are here to investigate the journey of the gifted student for 3rd grade through 12th grade. And to start, if you believe your child may be gifted, uh, teachers will begin to collect data in 4 different categories. The first category is the mental ability category, and the COGAT and the OLSAT are the 2 most common tests that students will take for this category. Next, students will be assessed in their achievement, and they will either take the ITBS or they can take the SAT, and they'll look at reading and math in both of those, and the complete overall battery in the ITBS. Your student will be assessed for creativity using the Torrance test of creativity thinking. This is the #1 way creativity is assessed. Or it can be assessed through a behavioral characteristics. This is a checklist completed by a teacher, and this checklist can only be used once. Motivation is the 4th category. Data will be collected in for your student. Behavioral characteristics, again, this is the checklist, and it can only be completed one time. So if a teacher completed this checklist in the creativity category, you cannot use the checklist again in the motivation category. Also, the student's GPA can be used to assess their motivation. Once these 4 areas data has been collected, the school will examine the data and see if your student qualifies under one of 2 options. Okay, we will study option A first. So for option A, both conditions we will discuss must be met to qualify under option A. So the mental ability is the first condition, and your student must achieve a 96 or higher percentile on the mental ability test they take. Okay. Their achievement must be in the 90th percentile or greater in the test they take in either the reading, math, or the complete battery. So one of those 3 has to be higher than 90%. So if your student meets both of those requirements, then they are ready to begin their journey in the gifted program. They have qualified, and you are good to go. Okay? However, if your child does not meet that, we can look and see if they qualify under option B. So this is what's different in the state of Georgia compared to many other states, is we have the multi-criteria testing method. So we realize in Georgia that not all students are only intelligently gifted, but some students are gifted in other capacities, and so this is where option B comes in. And so for option B, 3 of the 4 conditions must be met. Okay? So mental ability, they must have either a composite score of 96% or a component score of 96% or greater on the mental ability test they took. Their achievement has to be 90th percentile in reading, math, or the battery section. For the creativity, they must have a 90th percentile on the Torrance test or the behavioral checklist that the teacher completes. And then our last condition is motivation, and they need to have a 90th percentile on the behavioral characteristics, or if they're in 6th through 12th grade, we can look at their GPA, and a 2-year average of a 3.5 in the core subjects shows us that your student is motivated to work hard in school. So they look at those four areas, and as long as you meet 3 of those 4 requirements, your student will be accepted into the gifted program. If your student does not meet 3 of those 4, unfortunately they will not be accepted into the gifted program, but data can be collected again in 2 years, and your student can try again for the program. So once your student has been accepted, you will get to reap all the benefits that the gifted program has in school, and your student will begin the wonderful journey of exploring rigorous and new areas of study, and they will be challenged in multiple ways so they may excel and exceed, and their knowledge base will grow, and they'll be prepared for anything outside of high school, and they will get to graduate from the Columbia County with the wonderful distinction of being a gifted student. And that is the journey of the gifted student for Columbia County.